What if Elise was an animal? I feel like if Elise was an animal for Sonic 06, or if they ever decide to remake Sonic 06, that would fix about a third of the problem with the game, I would say. Um, Thinking back on Sonic 06, well, one of my main sort of issues, or what confused me, was this love relationship between a human and an actual hedgehog. I don't quite understand how Sega thought that this was going to be, a good idea in any kind of way. But switching Elise to any sort of animal, where it be, either Elise the Hedgehog or Elise the Squirrel or something like that, that would probably make the game a lot more genuine and less, I don't know, ridiculous than it already is. Besides talking about the bugs and just how the game went as a whole back then, I think that this is definitely something that they should look into if they decide to remake this, man. And then on top of that, they would have to restructure damn near everything around Elise being an animal. If anything, they'd probably have to change the entire world into something different. You can't have like humans protecting, I guess you can't have humans protecting animals, but then you'd have to change her father. Her father would have to be an animal too. The mom would have to be an animal too. It would just kind of turn into the sort of OG Sonic the Hedgehog TV show from back then, where he was with Princess Sally, I think her name was. I wasn't even born around that time, so I literally had to catch up on that old show. I was more of a Sonic X kid, as most of the people my age kind of were. But yeah, man, I really think that if Elise were to be an animal, that would sort of make this love dynamic thing a little weird, considering there's Amy and then there's, well, Blaze and Sonic didn't really have a relationship, but it was kind of like, it was a weird rivalry appreciation towards each other, if you will. So, you don't want to make Sonic a fuck boy, you know what I mean? Like, can you imagine that with the hat? That'd be weird. But yeah, man, if Elise was an animal, would she have abilities too, maybe? Because you gotta think, she did have the power of, like, protecting you if you fell through the sand, which was a really stupid mechanic. Well, I think it was the Desert Ruins or whatever it was called. She might even become somewhat of a playable character in a way, if they decide to redesign this game. Yeah, this is all wishful thinking. You know what I mean? Even though the director of Sonic X Shadow was talking about he wouldn't be against it. This is basically all the things they would have to take into consideration if they want to make this happen again. Because keeping her as a human, if they keep her as a human, they have to work on the dynamic between Sonic and Elise and make it a little less romantic and a little more, I guess, pet human, if you will. Because it's weird. It's really weird. It's weird for me. All right, I'm 27 years old, and when I was 8 years old playing this game, that it didn't bother me, but it will for sure bother me playing through that again. Whenever they decide to release the game, they probably won't drop it until I'm like 30 years old or something. But yeah, man, I really just wanted to make this video because someone actually brought this to my attention in my Sonic 06 might get a remake video and said, what do I think if they made him or made at least an animal? And in my honest opinion, I think that would make the game a lot better. At least the story part. It would at least make the story a little bit more, I guess, believable, if you will. But I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about that. I really want to know because I always think about like the next Sonic game here or the next Mega Man game here or etc. etc. But yeah, just let me know down below. Make sure you guys leave a like or a dislike and hit that subscribe. Hit that subscribe because I need that. Peace.